Hello and welcome to Reality TV Cringe. I am one of your hosts, Delia, and I'm here with my real tight homegirl and my daughter-in-law, the beautiful, the transcendent, the enlightened Beatrice.
I am so enlightened in my third eye.
Oh God, you are about to get very unenlightened in this podcast episode. We are here to talk Welcome to Plathville.
Oh my God.
And if you're on Patreon, then you already know that we talked at great length as to whether we were going to recap this show. Last year was kind of a dud, and
awful.
They didn't deal with so many of the issues that we wanted them to deal with. And we didn't know whether we were going to take another pass at this, but we are. And so we are here to recap it, and we have a few thoughts before we get into it. But before we even talk about that, we have to let you know to please hide your wife and hide your kids. This is a truly politically incorrect podcast. We do not censor ourselves.
Nope.
We say a lot of stupid things.
Objectively.
We have dumb opinions, and sometimes we say bad words.
Sorry about it.
And so if you're so
bye. Big old baby.
You might want to find yourself another dumpster.
Peace.
But if you're ready to get back into the Plaths and the craziness, and this episode was lit.
It was insane.
If you're joining us, then welcome to this dumpster.
And if you like what we do over here, please be sure to follow us on Instagram at Reality TV Cringe and join us on Patreon. Patreon.com/Reality TV Cringe. We're still covering season 2 of The Valley over there. It's getting dark. We have a lot of other bonus content up there and lots of plans for the rest of the year. So be sure to go check it out.
Yes, and we often have after shows, and I would like to make a prediction that we're probably going to have an after show.
We're going to need it.
This time, because we're going to reserve our most inflammatory commentary.
Offensive,
cancelable commentary for the after show. Because it's just too incendiary.
Yeah, sorry about it.
But if you want to have access to our after show or our uncensored bits, definitely join us on Patreon, and we love to have you there. It's a beautiful dumpster, and the only thing missing is you.
Yeah.
Now, if you are watching on YouTube, please do not forget to like and comment and share and subscribe as we make our way up the insurmountable mountain toward 6,000 subscribers. It's our dream.
It is our dream.
It's our goal. Everybody has to have a dream, Beatrice, and this is our dream.
This is our dream.
So if you could help, that would be so fantastic. Thank you in advance.
Thank you.
Now, we do have to acknowledge that we did not release any Sister Wives content this week.
Yeah.
However, we're going to be back next week, I think on Tuesday, dropping a new episode. We're still in season 6. We're doing the retroactive rewind recaps.
Yeah.
And we're going to try and have 2 episodes a week.
Yeah.
1 Sister Wives episode and 1 Welcome to Plathville episode. Although next week, you're going to be gone, right?
I'm going to be gone.
She's not going to be here. So we'll have a Sister Wives episode next week.
Yeah.
But we will not have a Plathville episode next week. And then the following week, stay with me.
Yeah.
The following week, we're going to double up on Plathville.
Yeah.
But Sister Wives is just going to continue. So sorry about the little bit of a shakeup with our schedule. But Beatrice only gives us 1 night a week. Just 1 night a week to do all of this very important work, Beatrice.
I'm very busy.
And so we're trying to just fit it all in where we can. So again, Tuesday will be the next Sister Wives recap. And then the following week, we're going to have 2 episodes just for you because we love you.
Yeah.
So thanks for bearing with us. We know it's a lot as we move things around.
Appreciate it.
Now, the next thing I want to say is you really do need to apply the disclaimer to this episode.
Please.
Because I have feelings. And as I'm up on Reddit and I'm in the various and sundry Plathville subreddits, I think there's 3 or 4 of them, uncensored, snark, all of the business. I can see just how many people are out there riding for Olivia.
And Veronica.
And riding for Veronica. And I'm just going to come out right now. If that's you, and if you are unable to see nuance or have conversations where maybe some people are right and some people are wrong, or maybe everybody's a little right or a little, if you can't do that, then this might not be the podcast recap for you. Just stick with our Sister Wives stuff, stick with our Patreon stuff. In this recap, and as we go forward with Plathville, I just am not going to be able to hide, Beatrice, how much I don't like some people, starting with Veronica.
Girl.
And I know a lot of people are loving Veronica. She is currently on a major campaign across social media, particularly on Reddit, talking about how awful the Plaths are. And they are. And we've never said that they're not. But like totally going in and making some crazy accusations, and I'm not going to speak to the veracity of them, whether they're true, but like they're crazy accusations, and she seems unhinged. And in this episode, straight up, I was just like, this chick is bananas.
Yeah, I agree.
Bananas.
Yeah.
And so like, I'm going to say that out loud. And you know, I personally, out of the two of us, I think I tend to favor Olivia more than you because
I don't know why.
outright hate her.
Yeah.
And I don't, because I'm coming at it from the perspective of like an old head, like an old lady. And I can see in Olivia a lot of things I saw in myself at that age. And so I'm able to speak to that and kind of exist within the nuance. But like, if you cannot handle even the minorest criticism of Olivia, then this is not the particular show to listen to for the recap.
Straight up.
And because like, we're going to tell the truth.
Yeah. And don't be leaving negative reviews and stuff if you just now are like listening to our Plathville recaps, or if you're a new fan or whatever, and then you want to go leave us a negative review on Apple because we said something bad about Olivia or Veronica.
Or criticized her.
Don't be doing that shit.
Just a little.
Don't be doing that shit.
I'm like, if you do, you do. But like, I just want to open with the idea that we can have differing opinions.
Yeah.
Like we can talk about things and not always agree, and that's okay. And so I just want to prepare you for me and for you. But like, that's where we're coming from with Plathville. Like I don't like Veronica, but I also don't like Kim.
Yeah.
And I don't like Olivia that much, but I also really don't like Barry or Mariah. Like I don't like anybody.
Yeah.
I think I hate everybody.
I mean, Lydia's okay.
Oh God,
she's so innocent though.
Dude, she's so dumb.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get into this episode. It is so crazy to me. And so like, I'm just going to tell the truth. And so I hope that you take it in the spirit in which we offer it.
Yeah.
This is just us. We're talking. And that's okay.
We're two bitches in wigs in pink couches.
Calm down.
Like chill out a little bit, okay? All right.
All right. And that's all I have to say. We just want to just put that out there because we're going to cover this season. And if we start it, we're going to finish it.
Yep.
So just letting you know how it's going to be. Okay.
Period.
All right. Without further ado, therefore, my dear, take it away. Welcome to Plathville, Season 7, Episode 1, entitled
The Boyfriend.
The Boyfriend. Okay.
AKA Lydia's boyfriend.
Look, let's just deal with it. Let's just talk about it.
Yeah, let's just talk about it.
What? You're always...
let's just talk about it.
And that's another thing. Like, Beatrice is a gay woman, and she's always on a gay conspiracy. Like, everybody's gay, according to Beatrice. I mean, we think Cody Brown's a little bit gay. Like, everybody's a little bit gay when it comes to you. So I see what you're doing with the hands.
What? I didn't say nothing.
And you're saying that maybe Zach is gay.
I have not been the only one saying that. People on Reddit have been saying that.
I do feel like from a meta position, like globally and spiritually, it's probably inappropriate for us to comment on that. But also the precedent has been set in our podcast that we do comment about that.
Yeah.
And I think that it's actually a good conversation for us to get into because of the Christian fundamentalism of it all, because we're obviously pro LGBTQIA. We're obviously very pro that. Like, I want to have the conversation around that. But beyond that, beyond just that, like just... My husband, I was actually sitting in the recliner while I was watching this, and he's like, wow, she's pretty, Lydia.
Yeah.
I'm like, not only is she fucking beautiful.
She is gorgeous.
Like, her body
is
my gosh, bodying.
Yes.
Like, she has so much going for her.
Mm-hmm.
And it's because of this fucked up religion and the way that Kim and Barry raised her that she's going to marry this young man after knowing him for 3 months. This young man, you could get any man you want, Lydia.
Oh, literally
heterosexual male and apparently gay males too. You can get any male that you want. You're so beautiful. You're also a kind person. You're a good person. There are a lot of guys out there looking for Christian girls and everything.
Yep.
How does a beautiful woman settle for this person?
I'm sorry, but this guy gave me the ick. I told you that earlier today. I'm like, he gives me the ick. And not because he's probably gay, but like just because he's icky. sorry. He's so weird.
No, he's just very strange.
Odd.
Like my husband was watching as I was saying, and he's just like, why is he laughing and giggling
all the time?
Constantly like baring his teeth.
I know.
I think there's something wrong with people who like smile with like their whole mouth and their gums and everything. Like some people can't help it because they have a lot of teeth.
Yeah,
like
me.
I feel like he could help it, but he's just like baring all his fucking teeth. There's something very crazy about it.
I don't know.
And
he just weirds me out.
I
man.
just feel bad for Lydia because I got married the first time when I was 18 years old. I came from evangelicalism, charismatic Christianity. Like I had Jesus ideas about marriage and that shit didn't work out. Olivia had ideas about what marriage was going to be like. So did Ethan. That didn't work out. And here we see Lydia just marching into this fucked up marriage. And you know he's got a micro penis. Did you see his feet when he was talking to Barry with them socks on? I'm like, they were this big. They were baby feet.
There are so many things I could say about this little baby feet.
I just know.
Coloradan gay guy.
I just know.
I'm sorry.
On their wedding night. They hadn't even kissed. They are virgins.
Listen.
He's going to pull out his 2-incher. And she's going to be like, oh, thank you, Jesus. And she's not going to know better.
No.
Because she never had sex with nobody.
No.
She's going to think it's great.
No. And he was the one that suggested, let's wait until we get married to kiss.
Yeah.
Let's wait.
Because he doesn't know how to
Because
kiss?
he doesn't want to kiss a woman. That's my
or that.
opinion.
And also, he doesn't want to have any sexual activity because she's going to
woman.
discover that he's got a micropene. Honey.
Yeah, or...
And she's not going to know any better because nobody ever taught these kids how to be human beings.
Of course not.
And be in relationships with other people and like demand better for themselves. And so Lydia is just so starry-eyed over this literal sweet young man, I'm sure. And I know his mama loves him and Jesus too, but like, how did we get here, Lydia?
Sure.
How did we get here?
I don't know, girl.
Okay, so I'm sorry. I just had to. I'm coming out the gate.
You are
with so many opinions
on one today.
But that young man, I'm sure he's a great person. But like, we're just gonna marry him after 3 months?
4 months actually.
I can't take it.
4 months.
Get the paddles. I'm having a heart attack.
I know.
Okay, carry on.
All right. Well, we start the episode with a little brief recap from Ethan with his big old beard and his big old cigar, and then Kim and her sugar body.
Oh my God. Can we just pause? Because,
girl,
I'm out here a literal bowling ball of a person. Okay, I got a big old belly and everything. I got big old booty, big old back. And I admit it. And I know it. And so I'm not here necessarily to shame anybody. But when you take into consideration the fact that Kim Plath raised these kids on no sugar, no fast food, no fun.
No alcohol.
Remember, Ethan, when he was married to Olivia, never had a pop, never had a Coke.
Yeah.
Never had anything because Kim was telling these kids they couldn't do it. Meanwhile, year after year, season after season, she's just getting bigger, sneaking off to the barn, eating those M&Ms and drinking her fucking vodka.
We've said this so many times too. Yeah.
And having like a sugar coma.
Yeah. From
all the food that she's ingesting on the side.
Yeah.
And now here we are in season 7. I know I'm going crazy and I'm gonna pull back, but like when they showed her leaning over in the kitchen. And she's wearing...
Oh, yeah, it was in the kitchen and then in the charades when they were playing charades.
Oh, my God. And she's wearing black because, like, she feels like if I'm wearing black, they can't see me because it's nighttime. But I'm just like, Kim.
Girl, she's let herself go.
I don't understand. Listen, Kim. It's not okay. All of your children are, like, beautiful.
I know.
And then here comes Barry, or also known as Beep Boop Bop Zaddy.
Yeah, I know.
Coming out here with jacked. The pectorals and the freaking biceps. And I'm just like, damn, Barry.
Absolutely jacked with a beard and everything.
Like a non-human entity.
I know.
You're looking pretty good. And then here comes Kim. I felt a certain way about it. Did you?
Oh, yeah. I think she thought the divorce was going to treat her like it treated Barry. Because Barry had a whole makeover, basically. Like, he's gotten so much more attractive. And that's saying a lot for Beep Boop Bop Barry.
C-3PO Barry.
But I mean, season 1 Barry to season 7 Barry is like crazy transformation. And then you have season 1 Kim and season 7 Kim. I'm just going to leave it there.
Well, this is a woman who wrapped her car around a tree because she was driving drunk. And I ain't got no grace for people who drive drunk. I think it's despicable and awful. But like, you've got such an alcohol problem, though, that you're driving drunk.
Yeah.
And you're drinking all the time.
Oh, yeah.
And it's showing up in your belly. And for some reason, sorry about it, for some reason, she also mentions her and Ken, that man she had an adulterous affair with, Isaac's pilot teacher guy.
Yeah.
Because last year, like, they were having dinner together. They were kissy. But this year, she's like, yeah, we haven't had sex. I don't know if we're going to.
Well, she just said, yeah, we're just friends right now. We don't kiss. We don't fuck. We don't live together. I'm like, okay.
What did you think about that, Beatrice? What do you think is going on here?
I don't know. Maybe he didn't want to be a part of the limelight. Maybe he realized Kim's a big old raging drunk.
Maybe she's gained 75 pounds in the last year. I don't know. Sorry.
Yikes.
Which I mean, a lot of us have weight issues, but like, it does speak to your mental, your mentals.
Yeah.
If like you're just out here just consuming alcohol and eating all the
what
McDonald's, I don't get it. Like, Kim, your life is out of control, and you're pretending your life is not out of control. You're all just pretending this mom here is okay. This obese ballet dancer with her fucking gym and stuff. Like, come on, let's call a thing a thing.
Oh my God.
Sorry, should I uncensor that?
Can't.
I told you I can't. I know we've got a lot of fire for the after show, but like, I'm starting out like, I don't like anybody.
Oh my God.
Y'all are crazy, for real.
Well, I like some people. But anyway, we have the recap with Ethan and Kim. And apparently Kim last year, when she bought her midlife crisis turd boat, she realized that it's not fun to live on a floating turd in the Florida Bay. And so she went and bought herself a house, I guess, somewhere in Florida.
How can she afford it?
Credit cards.
Her divorce is still being contested because Barry is making it so difficult for her, which I love.
I love it.
You can't put a mortgage. You cannot finance a home on a credit card. Like, so where is that money
coming
coming
she's
from?
renting, though. People put rent on credit cards
maybe
and shit. So maybe she's renting, because I don't think she can afford to buy a house on her own. But she, I guess, got rid of the boat. And then we have Mariah, who moved back home to live with Barry, which I think we saw last season. It was after her bad breakup with Mr. Potato Head. And then we have Ethan saying that he's divorced from Olivia. Life is great now. He can do what he wants.
He can see his family.
He can see with his family, which is great.
But they're not divorced, technically.
No, but he says that they're broken up, allegedly, according to Olivia, that they haven't.
Right.
He hasn't signed the papers or something.
Right.
I don't know. Micah moved in with Veronica. They have since broken up, but in this season, they've moved in together. And then we have like a recap from the last episode of season 6 where they had their family band concert. That was a total shit show because it was all about Mariah breaking up with Mr. Potato Head. And then she got back together with him at that concert and her family freaked the fuck out about it. And then we have Lydia with her new gay boyfriend. Allegedly.
I don't know that he's gay. I think he's just maybe socially
I think
awkward.
You're so wrong.
But I mean, how are you living in like Denver, Colorado? I assume it's Denver. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's in some sort of Pueblo part of Colorado. Where Pueblo?
Yeah.
Something like that. But I mean, but he looks like he's from Denver. And having lived there for many years, I can tell you he looks like he's from Denver.
Yep.
Or the Springs or whatever. Like, how do you live in a somewhat sophisticated place like that and have like absolutely no social skills, honey?
Well, if you're raised fundy.
Yeah, if you're stuck in like a youth group.
Yeah, you kind of are stunted socially like that.
Yeah.
But it's perfect for Lydia, I guess, because she's also socially stunted.
She's not, though. I mean, I understand she's in a closet with her notes and her Jesus stuff, but like she's actually very amiable. She has a job.
Yeah.
She can talk to people. She can socialize. This guy is such a dweeb, dude.
I know.
He's such a dork.
He really gives me the ick. I don't know what it is about him. But then we start the episode with Kim at her new house in Florida or whatever. She's hosting a family dinner get together, except Mariah and Ethan couldn't make it because Mariah had to work and Ethan was out of town. But Kim invited all the children over and Barry because they're still trying to be cordial for the sake of the children and the TV show. And so they're having a family dinner. And this is where she talks about Ken and how they're not fucking, which is weird.
And it's weird that you would say that
I know. Why?
I mean, why would you bring that up?
I don't know why.
Like, I know you're addressing Ken and maybe he's not going to be on the season, but you could just say, yeah, we're not together anymore. I don't know. It's just weird that she would mention that they're not having sex. Don't you think that's weird?
It's very bizarre. Well, maybe it's like she's looking at Barry and is like, dang.
How could you not?
I mean, dude, he glowed up.
He has got to be just so thrilled with himself.
Oh, I love it.
Like walking into that room looking so fly.
His muscles bulging out of his
for Barry.
Shirts. I know.
And then, like, she's just walking around like Kim, and she's got to be thinking about all that she no longer has because she made the decision to be an adulteress and a drunk.
Straight up. It's crazy to me, but we're just all pretending like everything's fine.
I would love if you talked about it.
I know, it'd be really great instead of playing charades, but like whatever. And then we kind of hear from Micah in these scenes where he's talking about how there's tension between Veronica and the family, very similar to the shit that happened with Olivia and Ethan. And Micah kind of touches on it. He says that Veronica feels like the family is after her. So he didn't say that the family hates her. He said Veronica feels this way.
Right.
And we'll get into it later in the episode. And then we kind of hear from Isaac a little bit. He's dating a girl.
Oh my God. I was looking at little Isaac.
He's so
First of all, he's not little anymore.
No, he's
not. Tall drink of water. I think he's definitely taller than Ethan and Micah. He is working as a farmhand or something. And we're going to get to all of that. But I'm just like, oh my God, I've missed you, young man. And I know I'm like just some old lady and everything, but I do harken back and remember the days when I could have pulled a young Isaac Plath. Do you know what I mean? Just so handsome.
He is so handsome.
Owns his own plane and everything. Just up on a tractor. Oh my God. What
a real working man.
Young man. I'm impressed.
I know, me too.
Yeah, very much so.
I love it. And even like Micah, I'm like, Micah's looking so handsome.
You cannot tell me that he's not absolutely angelically beautiful.
Absolutely.
The most beautiful Plath currently in existence, although Amber's coming up behind him. And Amber is just like...
Amber is a smoke show.
Beatific.
Yep.
Beauteous.
Lydia's
so
also
gorgeous.
A smoke show.
Lydia's gorgeous, but like I think it is Amber out of all the girls. Although we've got a couple of young girls coming up too. But Micah's very handsome.
Oh, objectively, for sure. And then we have like flashbacks to how the family used to be, how they've kind of changed over the years. And Micah talks about it, like how they all kind of went their own way, especially the older kids, and they had to figure some shit out. They even went no contact for a bit, but they're all kind of coming together and like trying to reunite, which is really good. And then we have Ethan in a little interstitial saying that he's looking for a big titty babe.
He just said it.
It was kind of funny.
There, we said it.
It was kind of funny to me.
I mean, he's a man.
Duh.
He's a young man with testosterone, and that's kind of the deal.
I mean, yeah, like what can you expect?
Right.
And then, in true Plathville fashion, we flash on over to Lydia singing to Jesus.
Yeah, that was so cringy.
Like, please stop singing.
I mean, I don't know, Lydia.
Please
who told you
stop
that you have a good voice? But I understand also it is an expression of your love for Jesus Christ.
Please
and
stop.
That's meaningful. And I'm going to give that to you. However, I also know that you have released albums and like you do this, you think you do this professionally. You shouldn't.
Please stop.
It's not good. You got a warble.
Yeah.
It's a very warbly, quiverful kind of voice. And I'm just like, I understand you're worshiping your Lord and Savior.
Yeah.
But it's so bad.
It is.
I had to get up and walk out of the room for a little while. I'm just like, let me just pretend it's not happening.
I literally wrote my notes. I'm like, please stop. Why are we singing to God?
Make it stop. God gets it.
Straight up.
He got it when you were in the closet.
Knows
he read your notes. We don't have to continue to do this for God. He gets
Jesus knows. They know. God. But this is where we see her and her new boyfriend, Zach Wise, who she ultimately ends up marrying. We know this already, but this is the beginning of our impression of him.
Yeah.
And they've only been dating for like 4 months or whatever. They met while I think on a mission trip or something in Colorado. I think she was up in Colorado. She met him there. And he was like, oh, sweet. A young, impressionable Christian girl that I can convince that I'm totally heterosexual. Yes. Yep. And so I guess they hit it off. They kind of started dating. I think after 2 weeks, they realized that they were going to be together forever. Mm-hmm. Zach was the one that suggested they should wait for kissing until marriage. And Lydia's like, oh my God, I've always wanted that. I've always wanted that. And their moments were so awkward to me because Lydia is very obviously sprung over this guy for some reason. She says she's excited to kiss him on their wedding day. He's totally silent about it. He actually, like, playfully pushes her away at one point. And I'm like, that's not funny.
No,
that's not funny.
It's not funny.
It's
and
giving gay.
I just think of all the lovely young women in the world who have been sucked into these various cults, whether they're Christian or Mormon or whatever, and given away to these men who are not worthy of all of their charms and gifts and talents. And I mean, again, I say, I'm sure Zach's a nice young man. I'm sure he's got dreams and hopes for his future. But like, Lydia, you have been so underserved by your family. Like somebody, Mariah, you should have sat Lydia down and said, this is what a penis is. This is where it goes. These are the types of guys you might meet. Sometimes they're married and Mariah would know. Sometimes they're not, you know, but like somebody give her some life lessons so that she can select for herself better than she currently is. I feel so bad because I don't think this is going to work. I'm sorry. Unless they stay so indoctrinated in whatever religion they're a part of. Like, and they have a mess of babies. And so it gets really complicated to split. But like, I just don't see that it's going to work. And then you're going to get to your wedding night.
I know. I can't imagine.
And you're going to have some sort of beautiful angelic lingerie or a nightgown or whatever. And he's going to be like in boxers. He's going to have like a micro penis and it won't even be able to get hard because he would rather be with a man. And so, but he's like going to work as hard as he can to get an erect penis for your beautiful body, Lydia.
I know.
Your beautiful body.
You're going to waste your beautiful body on this guy.
He's not going to know what the fuck he's doing. It's going to be one pump and then a dump.
Maybe.
And you're going to be like, you're not going to have any idea what good sex is. Unless, I don't know, maybe you watch some porn, but you won't because you're in a cult.
Yep.
Like, I just long, I grieve for the years that she's going to be spending toiling in this ridiculous relationship as such a beautiful young woman. God damn. Why don't you just encourage her to go to university? Yeah. Kim, you got to go to college. That's where you met Barry. Barry, you were married before you met Kim. You went to university. Can't we send your kids to get an education?
No.
God, I get so mad.
I know. They're really frustrating. And this whole scene with Lydia and Zach, look, I'm going to be very clear. I know I'm joking about the fact that I think he's gay. I do stand by that. But I'm not saying that in like a mean way. And she isn't either. We're not saying this like to be derogatory towards him. Maybe he's just socially awkward. I really hope for that. I hope maybe he's just a socially awkward straight guy. I hope he gives Lydia the best banging sex of her life. I don't think that's going to happen. I worry about her. I worry about her with this marriage. I worry about her with this guy. Not because I think he's like a pret or anything.
No.
I just don't think that like she's going to be satisfied sexually or emotionally in this marriage.
It's always going to be about Jesus and that's it. Do you think he's ever going to be incentivized to learn cunnilingus?
No.
Like how to really please a woman?
That's
Absolutely
sinful.
not. He's just going to try and get her pregnant.
Yeah.
Have a mess of babies.
He's going to try because he's not going to be able to...
I don't know. Well, I hope that he said,
girl.
It does, and it's, again, I mean, this is a comedy podcast. Yeah. We're making jokes, obviously, but like, if he is homosexual, I mean, or bisexual or whatever, like, I don't want this for him either.
No,
he seems like a
sweet
young man. He does seem very innocent. I love that about him. There's a very childlike aspect to him, but like, I wouldn't want him to be in a situation where he can't be happy because he can't be himself. Like, I feel like Lydia is being herself as she knows herself to be at this time. Agreed. At 20 years of age or whatever.
Agreed.
But like, this is not going to be the same person she is in even 3 years, 5 years, much less 10 years.
I don't know. I get a bad feeling about all of it. And this is where we hear that Zach wants to ask Barry for her hand in marriage, which we'll get to later in the episode.
It's so crazy.
But it was so cringy, dude.
So crazy. That was so nuts.
It was so nuts. And then we switch gears and we go over to Micah and Veronica's house in Boca Raton, Florida, or whatever. They have been dating for 2 years now. They look so happy together.
She's abusing him.
Dude.
She's terrorizing him.
She is so mean. I'm just going to say it outright. She is so fucking mean, because they talk about how they bought another house like 3 minutes down the road. They're going to renovate it or whatever. And then I maybe live in it, maybe sell it. I don't know. But like Micah says something to the effect of like, I've been working to the bone every day and every night for weeks straight. And then Veronica cuts them off and she goes, well, we both have. We both have. Because God forbid he just says to the camera, he's been working to the bone, which I believe that he has been.
You know what that reminded me of? It reminded me of Kate and John Gosselin on the couch when he's just sitting there and she's like, oh my God, why do you have to breathe so loudly? And he's like, Jesus, I'm literally just sitting here existing. And it's an offense to you.
That is exactly
That's what it was giving from Veronica. Like, she has a real hard edge to her. And you know what? In many ways in your life, that is going to serve you.
Sure.
I'm sure it's great in business. I'm sure that that's wonderful for you. But like in relationships, that is such a difficult personality to have to contend with.
Yep. And she literally has a sign in their house that's like, oh, I'm totally fine if everything goes exactly to my plan, always 100% of the time. That's literally like a sign at their entryway.
Hello. And it's like every bad thing about Kim that might exist, like maybe she's a little mean, maybe she was passive aggressive, maybe she did some terrible things, but like maybe it was a bit more hidden. Like they are on full display in Veronica. And that old adage that we kind of attract or are drawn to people who remind us of our parents if we don't get therapized and like become aware, like that is so clear to me. Although Kim is not as direct and overt as Veronica is, I think Veronica embodies a lot of that toxic shit that Kim has long had and demonstrated on her family. Veronica's a fucking trip, man.
Dude.
She's a trip.
And it's crazy to me because you remember last season where we were keeping her a secret because she was supposed to be shy and she didn't want to be on the camera and she was like really quiet. And last season she was super awkward, very fucking shy, like not saying a lot too much. Like every now and then the producers would catch her saying something nasty a little bit. But this year it's like full on, gloves are off, she doesn't care. Because right after we talk about her and Micah buying her house, we get right into Mariah. Because apparently Veronica has issues with Mariah now because of some bullshit.
Right. Well, so the issue is that when Mariah was dating the married potato head, she was talking to Veronica every single day, sometimes 3 times a day, confiding in Veronica. And so Veronica was giving her counsel like girlfriends do. And then Mariah breaks up with Potato Head and then gets back together with Potato Head. And then there's that scene in the studio where everybody's talking about Potato Head and Veronica and Ethan are talking about how like he's supposed to have like a child and like it's a terrible situation and all of this stuff. Well, Mariah, when she got back together with Potato Head, she started to resent Veronica for sharing the things that she did.
According to Veronica.
Veronica's like, well, but Ethan was saying the same thing at the same time, so it's not fair that you would single me out. But at the same time, there's a higher level of relationship that Mariah has with Ethan. That's her brother.
Of course.
Veronica, you don't have that same, you don't share the same connectivity. So I can dig it though. Like if I'm Veronica and I've been your confidant for months and you've been sharing all of this information and then you break up with this guy, thank God, and then we're talking about it freely with your family and then you get back with him and then you ghost me or whatever. Like that's not cool. That is not being a good friend. But the level to which she takes this is out of control. So we've got little Amber, Micah's sister, 15 years old, who's come into town to Florida, visiting from Georgia because she is very important to her. She said this with her big girl words. She's like, it's a priority for me to work on my relationships with my siblings. So she's there for Micah and to keep that connection going. And so she's sitting down with Veronica. They're both putting on their makeup. And the subject of Mariah comes up and the subject of Barry comes up. And Micah's standing there and Veronica starts to go off about Micah's dad, Amber's dad, and then Mariah, their sister. No filter. They called me a liar. You didn't even stand up for me. And who does she think she is the way she... Like, and Amber tries to defend Mariah a little bit. Well, she did apologize to you. She sent you the letter.
Well, we haven't gotten to that part yet.
I'm sorry, but like, I know I'm going off, but like that scene with Amber and Veronica
Pissed
to
me
me
off.
was so abusive. Like to be so unconscious to just berate this little girl's father and sister in front of her. Like, what are you doing?
Well, and Micah is literally trying to tell Veronica, like, my dad never called you a liar. He said that you lied about this one thing, but that doesn't mean that you're a liar. And then Veronica escalates even further and is like, well, but that's my character. He called me a liar. And then she starts talking shit about how Mariah is a bad person, a bad friend. She lied to her, and she's saying all of this shit to Amber. It's really ridiculous.
It's abusive.
It's abusive, and this is what Olivia did in a much subtler way, like behind the scenes.
With Mariah.
And she did it to the littles too. She did it to Amber. She did it to the other ones. I forget their names. I'm sorry.
Cassia and Mercy.
And there's another one.
Amber. I think that's it.
I don't remember.
Okay.
She did it to the littles, and now we have Veronica doing it the same thing. And Micah is trying to ride a fine line, and he even talks about this. He's like, there's a lot of this tension between Veronica and my family. I don't want to end up like Ethan, and I don't want to end up having to choose one or the other. Like, I'm riding a very fine line of trying to be there for my girlfriend but not sacrifice my relationships with my family. And I thought that was so awesome. And it just speaks to like Micah's Piscean energy. Like, he feels for everybody. He's like trying to be the advocate for everyone, but then you have Veronica, the freaking tornado over here,
just escalating and like
ridiculous.
Making it as bad as possible and refusing to kind of see the middle ground or like what somebody might have meant, so that you can make it better, not just for yourself because you seem really angry, but also for your partner who's trying to mitigate this and trying to figure a way through.
Right.
So it's not terrible. And you're doing it in front of a child, somebody who's impressionable, as if you're trying to turn her against her family. And that does have echoes to what Olivia did. And
most definitely.
Yeah, but I mean, I think Olivia honestly was unconscious a lot of the time to what she was doing. Personally, I think that she was also somebody who's been deeply traumatized.
Yeah.
And needed allies, needed people on her side, because there was like a deeper emotional driver for Olivia. With Veronica, it is like right on Front Street.
Yeah.
And it is vitriolic, poisonous, mean, as you said.
Yep.
And it's just crazy. And I'm like, I feel like, Micah, you are an abused person. And I'm not saying Micah's perfect, because of course Veronica has talked about how he cheated on her and all the stuff.
Allegedly.
We'll talk about it in the after show. Like, and he may have done those things. I don't know. But like the way you're treating him now on camera in front of a child is not a good look at all.
And Veronica is saying shit nowadays about how the producers are giving her a bad edit this year and trying to turn us against her. And I'm like, you're doing it yourself.
They cannot use anything that you don't give them.
Like, you're literally doing it all yourself. They're just filming there. They're not editing anything. Like, they're just filming it. But I digress.
Well, and I also want to say, like, when we meet Olivia, she's a bit younger than we're meeting Veronica at. I think Veronica's 25, 26, around that time. When we met Olivia, she was 19 or 20 years old. She was a younger girl. I believe so. I think Olivia is only 25 now, right?
Olivia, I think, is 26 or 27. I think Veronica's 22 in this season.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so she's...
Oh, I got it totally right. Well, Veronica
but Olivia was younger.
She was younger. So, like, in her process, she was still transforming. She was trying to figure herself out and trying to discover, like, well, what do I really need? What do I want? What have I been through? Like, I could really appreciate the process in Olivia. Whereas with Veronica, like, she seems to start from that point of just like, no, fuck all y'all. You won't do this shit to me. And the way that she uses her words and her viper mouth, her viperous mouth. Is it viperous a word? Her just know. Snaky mouth. Like, I'm just like, I can't with you, lady.
Well, and it's
I cannot.
It's very like all or nothing. There is no grace for anybody. There is no understanding. There's no nuance at all. It's like Mariah does this one shitty thing, right? Like, as a friend. And like, look, I feel like we've all had girlfriends that have done this kind of shit where you are telling them until you're blue in the face, like, this guy that you're with is a piece of shit, or this person that you're with is a piece of shit. Like, you need to break up with them, and then they break up with them, and then they get back together with them. Like, I feel like everybody has a story like that. Does that make Mariah a bad person? No, but she's naive. She's also young. She doesn't know what the fuck she's doing.
But she was wrong. If she
was
did that,
wrong.
that was wrong. But
of course, but
we get to do wrong things.
Exactly.
And then try to make amends for them.
Exactly.
And so apparently Mariah sent a letter.
Let's get to that.
Okay.
Because Mariah, we see her with her black hair in the parked in a church parking lot.
What do we think about the hair?
Terrible.
It's so bad.
It washes her out.
Why?
But I think she's going through her emo phase. And look, I've had that.
Always screaming for attention. And it's like, well, taking the contrast like to the very end of the scale so that somebody notices you. I'm like, no, you're pretty without that. But I mean, I don't know that she wants to be pretty. I think she wants to be seen.
I think she wants to, and she wants to be different. And she wants to like break out of her mold and still be.
Go to therapy,
she's trying
honey.
to figure shit out.
Please go to therapy.
Dude, if anybody needs therapy, it's poor little Mariah. Yeah. All of them do. Like everybody in this family needs therapy. But Mariah.
The subreddits hate Mariah.
I know.
And I'm like, wow, guys, she's like 22 years old. She grew up in a literal cult.
And she's like really trying to figure her shit out.
Yeah, and she's getting a lot of things wrong.
Of course.
And
like
there
we
are
all
some
have.
issues. Plus she has alopecia. She lost all of her hair in the last year. Not just patches. Like all last season, she lost all of her hair.
Yep.
So like she is going through so much. Yep. And like the way there's no grace for her on some of these subreddits, like it's not that she's not getting things wrong. She is.
Of course.
But like there's just no space to have grace.
I know.
I don't get it.
I don't get it at all. But we see her in the church parking lot and she's talking to the producers. And this is where she talks about the issues with Veronica. And she does acknowledge it. She acknowledges that what she did was wrong with going back with Mr. Potato Head and like causing all of this drama and havoc. And she's really trying to figure her shit out. And she talks about her friendship with Veronica, about how she tried to confide in her about some things, but they got blown out of proportion on Veronica's part. And so Mariah tried to step back a little bit, and in doing so probably ghosted, just like she did with her siblings a couple years ago and with Olivia and everything. This is Mariah's MO. But Mariah does say Veronica's got a really strong personality and she has a really difficult time standing up and expressing herself to people who have such strong personalities.
Valid.
Which is completely fucking valid. And it's kind of echoing the stuff with Olivia too, because Olivia has a pretty strong personality as well. So I don't know. I'm feeling for Mariah here. Mariah says that she felt the need to apologize to Veronica and she didn't know how to do it because, again, she doesn't know how to express herself to somebody with such a strong personality. And so she wrote Veronica a letter, and then we bop back on over to Veronica and Mike on the couch, and Veronica brings out the letter and reads it.
Reads the letter.
Reads it out loud.
We hear the letter, and I'm thinking, that's a great apology. Like, that's taking ownership for the shit that I did. That's apologizing, saying I'm sorry for the shit that I did. Mm-hmm. And it's like, and I'd love to get back to a place. I realize it's probably never going to be what it was, but I'd love to get back to a place where, this can be copacetic. There can be some harmony. Like, I thought in terms of emotional intelligence, like emotional EQ, like I thought Mariah did really well.
Yeah.
And there's Veronica sitting on the couch reading this and just with such disdain.
Yeah.
Like just dripping with dismissal and like, oh, okay, well, but it wasn't a good enough apology.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The fact she's 22 is very telling to me.
Yeah.
This speaks a lot to the kind of family that she comes from and how they communicated and expressed and how they forgave and did not forgive. And like her own emotional intelligence, which if you ask me is absolutely bare minimum, isn't even there. She's just a mean person who looks for an opportunity to dominate and to control. And then you've got Mariah speaking in this little girl voice, which always puts me on edge because for me, when adult women speak in a little girl voice, that tends to mean to me that they were abused somehow. And they're trying to present themselves as small as possible, as little as possible, as soft as possible so that they're not attacked.
Yeah.
So you've got Mariah over here who did something wrong and she's owning it and she's trying to make amends. And then you've got big head Veronica with her ass mouth.
Yeah.
And her mean fucking aura just ripping her to shreds. It's not safe for Mariah to be in a relationship with this woman. It's not safe for anybody to be in a relationship with this person, if you ask me.
And it's like, not only does she read the letter out loud on air, then she reads it again with Amber and Micah when she's doing her makeup, and she starts dissecting it with Mariah's siblings and starts telling Amber, who is speaking very kindly, like very mouse-like, being like, well, but she tried to apologize right here. She said that she's sorry that she treated you this way. And Veronica immediately shuts it down and is like, no, it's not a real apology because she lied. And she needed to say that she was sorry for lying to me because that was what was the issue. And then Micah, again, tries to defend Mariah. And Veronica, again, shoots him down and says, no, she's in the wrong. And so is Barry because Barry called me a liar and I don't trust your family and you don't stand up for me. And again, what does that sound like? Olivia fucking Plath.
But way worse.
Way worse.
Way worse than Olivia Plath. And when you zoom out, and look at the timeline. We're not at the wedding yet. We know shit goes down at the wedding. Veronica leaves early and things like that. When you zoom out and you realize Micah has left her and you see her behavior right now.
Oh, yeah.
So before they're breaking up, before they're even thinking about breaking up, you see her behavior as she conducts herself in a relationship with somebody. It makes total sense to me that she's no longer with Micah. And now you've got her out on all these subreddits and we can talk about it in the after show. Just showing her ass, if you ask me. I get it. Maybe you are scorned. Maybe you're unhappy with like your portrayal. I get it. There's a lot going on. But like to be constantly 24/7 up on the subreddits, making these wild accusations against all of the Plaths.
All of them.
Every single one of them, like wild accusations. It's just like it's giving you need a sedative. It's giving maybe some mental health, some therapy. It's giving like, what's wrong with you, lady? It's honestly
giving toxic. Like it's giving you are a mean girl and
you're
being
least.
Really fucking toxic to everybody and you're being unforgiving and cold.
Yes, and
I
you're
really
supposed to
don't
love
like
this
it.
person. You don't even seem like you like Micah.
Yeah, you don't know what love is. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that he broke up with you and you're bitter about
Who
it.
Who wouldn't break up with a toxic, abusive person?
Shit, dude. It's crazy. And then switching gears, we jump on over to Isaac.
Oh my God.
Who's a working farmhand. He's got a job on the farm and he's getting on his big old tractor.
Big old tractor.
With his Wrangler jeans.
It's not a little tractor.
It's a big old tractor.
Big old farm hat and everything. I'm just like, look at my young man growing up to be an adult man.
He is so handsome. And then we get to meet his absolute beautiful Southern belle, Kaylin, who they've only been dating for like 2 months, but Isaac says he's in love with her. He is and
can see himself with her for years.
I love it because she brings him lunch. He's working and she comes over to the farm and brings him lunch and everything. He calls her Pookie. He has her ride in the tractor.
Stars in his eyes.
I love them both. I think they're so cute.
I love it too. And it's like he's sprung for her in much the same way that Lydia is sprung for Zach.
Yes.
But for whatever reason, I love Isaac with Kaylin, even though that's my man.
Yeah.
That is my man.
She stole your man.
I don't know who you think you are, just walking up in here, taking my man. But I love that for him.
Yes.
And I think it's so sweet.
I think they're great. I want more of them this season. But then we bought back on over.
Of course.
To Cairo.
I know.
Where we have Zach going to ask Beep Boop Bop Barry for Lydia's hand in marriage. And this conversation made me cringe so hard.
It was so painful.
It was really painful.
It was so awkward.
It was horrible.
It made me think of my husband, who actually, my father's long past, 30 years now, but like actually went somewhere with my brother. And they were driving somewhere and asked for my brother's blessing. Did you know that?
That's sweet. No, I didn't.
It is so sweet.
That's so traditional.
Like, it is very traditional. And my brother's like, are you kidding me?
Duh.
Absolutely. Let's do it right now. But I just thought, I love the tradition of that. I realized that, maybe I'm older. People are like, well, she's not property. Like, you don't have to ask for permission. And that's true.
Yeah.
But I think there's something very quaint and lovely about that. And so when my husband did it, I thought, oh my God, yes. Oh my God.
Ew.
What do you want? What
Stop.
do you want? Do you want it right
away.
now? Come on. But when Zach did it, when Zach in his black socks and his little baby feet,
dude,
sits across from yoked, studded out, Bee-Boo Bop Berry Zaddy, and he's just...
You're so
fucking
mean.
Teeth, dude. His teeth are on full display. He's just like, I have to ask you. I'm just like, somebody help this young man.
Well, and he's like so fucking awkward, dude. He's so awkward because he sits down. He sits down and Barry's like, what's up, kiddo? And Zach's like, well, you know why I'm here. And Barry's like, no, I don't.
I actually don't.
Like, why are you here? And Zach's like, are you really going to make me ask the question? Okay, well, would you let me?
God, it took a long time to get there. With a lot of weird giggling, a lot of vacillating.
Because he's gay.
No,
and
it's
he doesn't
because
want to marry a
he
woman.
has no home training. He has no life experience. He did not have a mother who taught him how to be a man to a woman. He doesn't have a dad who modeled being a man for a man. He's just not had that. So I just want to say, I think there's a world where he's not gay.
I don't know.
But that he doesn't have any experience whatsoever outside of Jesus.
I don't know.
And he doesn't know how to act. But granted, this scene was so bad.
It was so bad. And so he asks Barry for Lydia's hand in marriage, and Barry is like, absolutely. I thought you'd never ask. And this pissed me off.
Me too.
This pissed me off so fucking bad because in Barry's interstitial, he says that I guess Lydia had 2 other suitors. She had 2 other bachelors that were like eyeing her or something, but she wasn't as sprung for those 2 as she was for Zach. And so he's very supportive of their relationship. And then Zach says, well, I want to propose in 2 weeks, which is absolutely insane. And Barry thinks that that's completely fine. He actually says he totally understands the quick timeline because him and Kim did it. And I'm just like, can you like have a little bit of reflection and be like, I think that's a little too soon because, you know, me and Kim did that and now she's a big old raging alcoholic and we're divorced and she cheated on me and our marriage was a complete fucking failure. Like, maybe don't do that. Mm-hmm. But no, we don't hear any of that from Barry. He just smiles. He's super giddy.
And that's how you know this is a broken family. Yep. Because any father worth his salt would have said something like, well, she's an adult. She can marry whoever she wants.
Right.
However, I would like to just state my reservations. Like, I think you guys should wait a year. Like, I always heard, like, you should wait a full 4 seasons to see how your potential partner exists and reacts within 4 seasons and then make a decision. So, like, just any fatherly advice for your young 20-year-old gorgeous daughter. Like,
drop dead.
So this weird teeth person is in the den talking to Barry and Lydia's in the kitchen, like, cleaning the stove.
She's trying to act casual.
Right, but she's, like, got these jeans on. Her fucking ass is so fucking beautiful.
Girl,
like, her whole body. I'm not a lesbian. You're a lesbian. But, like, also just, like, she's growing into her face.
Yes, she's
like,
gorgeous.
she's just her eyes. I mean, she's she's more than a model. Beautiful. Yes. Like, so freaking gorgeous. And I'm like, oh, my God.
And you're going to go with this guy.
You've got this twittering, quivering, toothsome weirdo from Denver talking to your dumbass, fuck-ass dad who's not helping his daughter to make a good life choice. Obviously, think it through. Send her to university. I'll pay for your wedding if you go to college for 4 years.
Straight up. But
I hate everybody.
He agrees to it. Zach is reluctantly happy about it. He goes out back into the kitchen and Lydia's like, oh my God, how did it go? And Zach's like, ha ha ha. Well, can you tell from my giggling that it went really well? I get to marry you now. I get to stick my P in your V eventually. I'm so excited about it. And he just doesn't seem excited about it to me. I'm sorry. I can't shake it. I literally can't shake it. I think this dude is gay.
I just think he's weird.
I think he's gay.
I think he's following a script that was given to him by his parents.
A heterosexual
and his
script.
Church. Yep. He's following a script. and he's doing what he thinks he's supposed to do. And they have spoken in this episode here and there about how they've gotten like witnessing responses from the Lord.
Yeah.
Like, well, this is serendipitous. It must be the Lord. So he believes on some level, some Christian level, that this is what he's supposed to do. And I feel sad for him. I feel sad for her. I feel like, can nobody learn?
I know,
in
right?
this family from like Ethan and Olivia? Can we not learn from Kim and Barry?
Well,
why aren't we asking questions?
And speaking of Ethan, he comes by the house.
Oh my God, people hate him on the internet.
People absolutely loathe Ethan.
On the subreddits, they're like, well, on Twitter, not so much. But on the subreddits, they do not like
fucking
him.
Hate him.
And are calling him a homophobic person for saying that he thinks he might be gay.
Well, yeah, and we'll have to talk about
sorry,
that.
I keep skipping ahead. I'm just enraged.
Ethan comes by on his motorcycle, and he's back in town. I guess this is the first time he's been back in Cairo since his motorcycle trip that he took, and he did post this on Instagram. Apparently, he drove on his motorcycle from Minnesota to Maine, from Maine down to Florida, from Florida back to California, California back to Minnesota. He went all across the country, and he says he feels like a new man.
Somewhere along the way, he lost all of his stress about,
which I love,
Olivia.
Yeah. I loved that.
Yep.
I think that's a testament to his character. I think it's interesting that that's how he processes stuff. Like how he just has to have like a trip, like a man trip on a motorcycle and just go across the country. He's back with a big old bushy beard, which I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel about that.
I feel good about it.
You think it's hot?
Well, in like the pantheon of Ethans that have existed over the seasons, like I feel like it's probably his most masculine, sturdy, testosterone-y look. You know, I love that, right?
You do.
I love a testosterone look.
Yeah.
I liked it. I mean, but like, you know, he's a fundamentally broken person.
100%.
So I thought it was interesting when he comes in the kitchen and he gets a gander at good old Zach.
Well, and this is his first time meeting Zach.
And he didn't expect to.
No, he did not know that he was meeting Zach at this point in time. And so it's super fucking awkward. And like Ethan can't hide his emotions at all. And he doesn't know how to like fake it in a conversation. He's just standing there stoic, judging the fuck out of Zach. Yeah. Zach is just a laughing little buffoon.
Yeah.
Because he's nervous and socially awkward and like doesn't know how to do this. And he's like so young. He's so naive. And so is Lydia. And she's all giggly and like
and you
super
have
into him.
Barry, who is very accommodating to whatever they're like doing and expressing because he wants to make them feel comfortable. But like Ethan doesn't care about that. Ethan's just like, no, what the fuck is happening
like,
with
who are
my
you?
20-year-old sister? And are you telling me that this is the guy that you're in love with? And so then there's this like awkward conversation that takes place where Ethan learns that Zach has proposed and they're going to be getting married.
Yeah.
And you can just kind of see him like furtively looking at Zach and like, what's up with this guy? Like, and I think men know men. Yeah. And I'm sorry if you don't want to hear that, but I think men know men. And men can clock men more than women can clock in a different way. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah.
And so I think Ethan is trying to clock this kid.
Yeah.
And he's like, something's just not fitting here. Something's not right. I think it's interesting and maybe a little bit weird that he defaults to this kid is gay. I personally think that that's not a very complex, sophisticated way to sort of look at this kid. But I mean, we're talking about Ethan Plath and we're talking about the Plaths. And so he's going to say this kid is gay.
Well, and like the way that Ethan says it, because Ethan's like, well, I don't know much about him. He seems nice. The only thing that I'm hesitant about is that I think he's gay. And then he giggles about it. But I think the way that Ethan is saying it is like from a Southern homophobic undertone. And I want to be very clear to like distinct that I'm not trying to be homophobic and you're not trying to be homophobic when we're talking about Zach. I think Ethan is coming a little bit from that. We'll see how that evolves. The only reason why I mentioned that is just that's just the vibe that I got. And it seemed like he was judging Zach a little bit like he's effeminate. Like that's why he's calling him gay. Like
definitely. I definitely think he's taking Zach's measure of masculinity and he's finding him wanting. I don't know that it comes from homophobia and you can come for me for that. But I just feel like men do that shit. with other men. And I think also when you add in the fact that he's trying to think about his sister, I feel like he's probably looking for the red flags that maybe she can't see. And I think it's fucking legit. I think it's valid to wonder if this kid is gay. I'm not saying he is gay. I'm not saying he's gay. I'm just saying, like, if that's my brother and I'm bringing this kid home and I'm like, oh my God, my brother's going to be like, wait a minute.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, he's the older brother. And so he's definitely sussing out a guy that wants to marry his very gorgeous, very impressionable younger sister. And he's like, this is the first time I'm meeting him. Like, okay, kind of weird. But I audibly gasped when Ethan said that he thinks that Zach was gay.
I think he's in his era of I don't give a fuck.
He does not care at all.
Because, you know, Olivia has been on her campaign calling out his homophobia. And I think that too is valid. Like, and she's been saying a lot of things about it, but I don't think he cares anymore about what Olivia thinks. I don't think he cares about what any of us think. Whether it's homophobia, internalized homophobia, whether it's judgment, I don't know, but I think Ethan stands in a valid position to be able to judge. And I've also seen online a lot of people calling him a hypocrite. Like, who do you think you married when you were 18 years old and you got to have all of these life experiences from a place of naivete and guilelessness?
How is he a hypocrite?
But I'm like, that's not hypocritical. That's a person who's had a lived experience in a similar construct based on religion, and it didn't fucking work for him.
He also says that. He also literally says that. He's like, this is moving on really quickly and it didn't work out for me and Olivia. So I hope that Lydia will be okay. Like, he literally says that.
Nobody has any grace for Ethan. And it's usually just people who are 100% 10 toes down standing for Olivia and just can't see the humanity in Ethan. So this is like, listen. That was the end, right? Was that the end of the episode?
No, we get to Veronica because then we flash back over to Veronica in her house.
God, her new house.
And she's saying something like she needed a break away from Micah for a second because things are a little tense and she just needs to call a friend. And then we see her phone and she pulls up a contact named Becky.
Which I thought was funny, being from the 80s and 90s with Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Yeah.
And Becky.
Yeah. And Becky turns out to be Olivia.
Funny.
And this is like a hidden contact because Veronica doesn't want the family, especially Micah and Ethan, to know that she is talking to Olivia.
So you are currently in a full-fledged relationship with Micah. Presumably you love him and you want him as a partner, but you are on the down low talking to his ops, or you're talking to somebody who is outright antagonistic, not just to Micah, but his entire family. And you think that's okay.
Yeah.
Like it's actually not okay.
No, it's not okay at all.
It's like if my brother was married before my sister-in-law and I'm like, I've got her on speed dial to talk about how fucked up her family is or whatever. Like, it's just like that. It's just not what you do in a relationship, which makes me question Veronica, like, who raised you?
Right.
And like, who fucking hurt you that you'd be this vindictive and underhanded and fucking sneaky snacky snack to do this to the person that you proclaim to love?
I think it's a generational thing, but maybe we'll talk about it in the after show because I've been seeing a lot of people in the younger generations acting like this and acting a fool in relationships and acting a fool in their friendships and thinking that this kind of behavior is somehow enlightened or progressive. It's not. It's toxic. It's weird. It's shady. I don't know why you're talking to Olivia and hiding it from everybody else. Like, you have her in your phone as Becky. Probably because you're texting her all the time, talking shit about the Plaths while she's also talking shit with you. It's crazy to me.
Yeah, and let me be very clear. Like, I and you, we are the first people to say there is so much wrong in this family unit. Like, the parent, it starts with the parents and it probably goes back to their parents. And like, there's so much wrong. And when we get to Lydia's wedding, and we all know now, because Veronica divulged it, like, there's a huge fight between Isaac and Micah. There's a lot of booze at the wedding. You've got these Christians, these Foursquare Christians who are drinking to the point that they're getting drunk and being violent. There is so much that is wrong with this family. But two things can be true at the same time. They can be completely broken and despicable in a lot of ways. But at the same time, Veronica, you ain't shit. Right. Now, I hope she's calling Olivia as her elder and as maybe a voice of reason. And I hope that Olivia can try to speak to her from a place of like, this is what I went through.
Doubt.
This is what I learned. These are the choices that I made to kind of get myself out of the situation so that I can be in a place of peace right now. Like, I hope she comes at this from that place, which is very mature and emotionally intelligent. I fear she's going to be like, oh yeah, they're fucked. I fear she's going to be coming at it from a place of destruction and wanting to hurt people. And that's why you're not being featured anymore, Olivia,
that's why you got fired.
People are moving on from that bullshit, and we've got new girls. And maybe the Plaths are going to do the same thing to these new girls. I don't know, but like, I hope that Olivia isn't predictable, but I fear that she will be.
She will be, 100%. And then we get to the rest of the season preview where we have the Plath brothers. I think Isaac is there, but I think it's just Micah and Ethan like meeting Zach. And I think this is at their like dress rehearsal or something for the wedding is what it looks like. And they're meeting him and they're trying to like get a feel for him. I think they end up asking him at some point, like just the bros, like, what is it that you feel when you think of Lydia, when you see Lydia? And like how, like what, just tell us how you feel. And Zach is like, confidence.
Poor Zach.
I'm sorry, but this is where like Ethan and Micah start going off. They're like, this is bullshit. That's a bullshit answer. Probably because they're like, I don't know, you're kind of weird.
Well, but they're also pressuring him, and imagine how intimidated he is in that moment.
I guess. And then we have Zach saying that Lydia really wants babies, and Lydia's like, but don't you want to stick your pee in my V? And Zach is crickets and doesn't say anything. He's like, I don't know about that. And then we have Veronica and the family meeting Ethan's girlfriend, who is named Tegan, which we've seen photos of on Instagram, but I think Ethan's deleted them.
I don't think they're together anymore.
I don't think so either. She also posted on Instagram when one of the trailers came out of TLC saying that they spelled her name wrong. And then they had to like redo the trailer and redo her name. But she hasn't been posting very much either.
She did post in her story though, because what Veronica says about meeting Tegan is like, we're either going to get on famously or else there's going to be a wormhole where we consume each other.
What'd she say?
And so Tegan made a story where she had a hole and a snake. And she said, if you know, you know, or something like that. So I don't think they're going to get along.
Oh.
Which is shocking. No, it's not, because Veronica sucks.
What? I thought she was so nice. And then we have Kim and Barry talking about their divorce.
Oh my God.
And Kim says she's dealing with a lot of bitterness because she's going into debt because apparently she's putting all of these lawyer fees on her credit cards.
Can we write this down so we talk about this in the after show? Because I'm going to forget it because I'm not going to remember. But like, I have to talk about this. Because I have feelings about this. It's so delicious. It's just so all of it is so good.
Well, and Barry says that he feels like he's been ambushed in that conversation. And then we have, Micah confronting Veronica about her calling him a spineless worm.
Well, yeah, today. Yeah. She says.
As if it's somehow justified to call your partner
Some people never got hit in their face and it shows.
Yeah, 100%. And then we have Mariah trying to talk to Veronica in earnest at Lydia's wedding, and Veronica sitting up on her high horse saying, well, you're a bitch though, basically. You lied to me.
And who are you, Veronica?
I know.
Who are you showing yourself to be?
God. And then we have Veronica telling Ethan that she's talking to Olivia about things or whatever, and Ethan says kind of menacingly a little bit, he's like, you don't fucking know this bitch. Like, you don't know Olivia the way that I know Olivia, the way the family knows Olivia. You don't know her. And Veronica's like, yes, I do though.
Throw the whole Veronica away.
Throw them all away.
Yeah.
And then we have Olivia sitting down for a couch interview, which I'm just like, why? Why do we even have to have you on this show?
Well, because she brings necessary alternative perspective.
Whatever.
She has made some, I think, very interesting and I dare say valid claims about how she was treated and what she observed in this family. The family is obviously fucked up, Beatrice. Like, they've obviously done a lot of things wrong. She was there for a lot of it.
Sure.
So she's going to bring that perspective. Now, if she's coming in with a grudge, if she's coming in for destruction, then I feel like we're going to be able to intuit that.
Yeah.
But like, I do think Olivia I personally want to hear what Olivia has to say.
Oh my God. So you're drinking the Kool-Aid.
I'm not drinking any Kool-Aid.
She is so manipulative.
She's a part of this show. She's been on for the previous 6 seasons.
Yep.
Like, and for the most part, like the show was centered around her. So
I know.
I feel like she's a necessary voice. I feel like she's a necessary voice that we need to hear from. I'm not going to necessarily like it, but I do invite it. Sorry about it.
We'll see what she says. That's for sure. I'll be interested. But this season looks fucking lit, dude.
You know they have you when you have a legitimate emotional response to what it is you're saying. Oh my God. Whether it's like so very happy to see Isaac on the tractor, whether it's getting like full of rage because Veronica is being out of pocket AF, like whatever it is, like if you're feeling something, they're doing something right. And I actually wrote you, I texted you and I'm like, I wonder if production has changed.
Yeah.
Because last season was so bad. And that could have been because it was focused on Olivia and she bores me. And
it was terrible.
Boyfriend's a bore.
With his vagina chest.
Oh my God. I don't care.
I don't care about you dating, dude.
Who cares?
Seriously.
So like they're taking a different path, but I really liked it.
I'm really enjoying it.
I'm hopeful for the season, Beatrice.
Me too. It looks juicy.
Well, is there anything else that we should say to these raccoons before we get up on out of here and into the after show? Beatrice.
Well, if you love our podcast, please go to your favorite podcast platform and leave us a glowing 5-star review. 5 stars and nothing less, please. It really helps us grow the pod and we really enjoy it. So thank you very much.
We will be back next week on Tuesday picking up Sister Wives in season 6. We've got Truly getting sick. We got the ladies going to San Francisco trying on beautiful clothes. I'm sorry, Robin is. There's a lot going on. So definitely come back for that. We'll also not be back next week with Plathville.
Yeah.
It'll be the week after that.
We'll double up.
Thank you for bearing with us. But until then, please do not forget that we have nothing but love for you. And peace out.
Bye.
Bye, guys.